Imagine taking a simple step forward and suddenly feeling a terrifying bolt of lightning shoot directly down the back of your leg. Or imagine sitting in your favorite chair only to feel a deep, burning ache deep inside your buttock that travels all the way down to your calf and foot. If you have ever experienced this sharp electrical agony, you know exactly what I am talking about. It is called sciatica, and it is one of the most agonizing, paralyzing conditions that can strike you after the age of 60. Sciatica does not just cause pain, it steals your joy. It makes you afraid to walk, afraid to bend over, and absolutely terrified to live your normal, active life. Most doctors will hand you a prescription for heavy muscle relaxers, nerve-numbing pills, or tell you that you need a risky spinal surgery to fix a bulging disc. But what if I told you that for a massive percentage of older adults, the true cause of this excruciating pain is not actually a spinal disc problem at all? What if the real culprit is just a single, tight, angry muscle clamping down like a vice grip on your nerve? Today, I am going to reveal the #1 stretching protocol that physical therapists use to rapidly release this trapped nerve and instantly stop the burning pain. By the end of this video, you will have a safe, simple routine you can do right from your bed or a chair to finally find relief and get your mobility back. Before we dive into this life-changing technique, I have a very quick, important request. If you are serious about fighting back against the pain of aging and staying fiercely independent well into your 80s, please take 1 second right now to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it helps our channel grow and allows us to spread this critical, honest health information to millions of other seniors who are suffering unnecessarily in silence. Thank you so much for being a valued part of our community. Now, let us talk about the actual anatomy of your pain, because understanding the enemy is the very first step to defeating it. The sciatic nerve is the longest and thickest nerve in the entire human body. It is literally as thick as your thumb. It starts in your lower back, runs deep through your buttocks, and travels all the way down the back of your legs to your feet. Now, here is where the problem happens for so many people over 60. Deep inside your glutes, there is a small pear-shaped muscle called the piriformis. The sciatic nerve runs directly underneath this muscle, and in some people, it actually runs right through the middle of it. When you spend decades of your life sitting in chairs, driving cars, or relaxing on soft couches, this piriformis muscle becomes incredibly tight, stiff, and highly inflamed. It shortens and clamps down aggressively on that thick sciatic nerve, crushing it like a heavy boot stepping on a garden hose. This creates a condition known as Piriformis Syndrome, and it perfectly mimics the exact symptoms of a herniated spinal disc. The burning, the tingling, the numbness in your foot, it is all caused by this one angry muscle. If you do not release this muscle, no amount of back surgery or pain pills will permanently fix the shooting pain down your leg. We are going to fix this today using a 2-part protocol. The first part is called nerve flossing, and the second part is the piriformis release stretch. You must do them in this exact order to safely heal the nerve and stop the agonizing pain. Let us begin with part 1, nerve flossing. This is a brilliant neurological trick. You see, nerves absolutely hate to be stretched. If you just grab your leg and yank on it to stretch the nerve, it will become furious, and your pain will actually get much worse. Nerves do not want to be stretched. They want to glide smoothly through your tissues. When the sciatic nerve is trapped by the tight piriformis muscle, it gets stuck in the surrounding scar tissue. Nerve flossing gently pulls the nerve back and forth, freeing it from the sticky trap without stretching it. Sit upright on the edge of a sturdy chair. Keep your back completely straight and your feet flat on the floor. Now, I want you to simultaneously do 2 things. Slowly straighten your painful leg out in front of you, pointing your toes straight up toward the ceiling. At the exact same time, tilt your head backward so you are looking up at the ceiling. By extending the leg and looking up, you are pulling the nerve from the bottom while creating slack at the top. Next, we reverse the motion. Slowly lower your leg back down to the floor, bending the knee, and at the exact same time, tuck your chin down closely to your chest. By doing this, you are pulling the nerve from the top while giving it slack at the bottom. This creates a gentle, sliding, flossing motion, up and down, back and forth. The nerve slides smoothly through the tight muscle, breaking up the microscopic adhesions that have been trapping it. Perform this flossing motion very slowly and rhythmically 10 times. Never push into sharp pain. If it hurts, reduce the range of motion. Make the movement smaller. This gentle gliding calms the nervous system down and prepares the tissues for the deep stretch that comes next. Now that we have mobilized the nerve, we move to part 2, the seated figure 4 stretch. This is the absolute best stretch in existence for releasing that clamped down piriformis muscle safely. Remain seated at the edge of your sturdy chair. Take your painful leg and gently lift it, crossing your ankle completely over the knee of your good leg. Your legs should look like they are forming the number 4. If your hips are extremely tight, your lifted knee might be pointing almost straight up in the air. That is completely fine. Do not force it down. Just rest your hand lightly on that knee without pushing aggressively. Now, here is the secret to making this stretch work miracles. Do not just slump or round your back forward. If you round your spine, you lose the stretch entirely and put dangerous pressure on your lower back discs. Instead, sit up as tall and proud as you possibly can. Lift your chest toward the ceiling. Imagine a steel rod running perfectly straight down your spine. Keeping that back perfectly flat and rigid, slowly hinge forward from your hip joints. You might only be able to lean forward 1 or 2 inches. That is all it takes. Suddenly, you will feel a profound, deep, intense pulling sensation deep inside the buttock of your crossed leg. That incredible feeling is the piriformis muscle finally releasing its suffocating grip on your sciatic nerve. Hold this deep stretch for 30 full seconds. Take long, deep belly breaths. With every exhale, try to relax your hips and let your chest sink forward just 1 millimeter more. After 30 seconds, slowly sit back up. Uncross your legs and perform the exact same stretch on the other side. Always stretch both sides to maintain balance in your pelvis. Perform 3 sets of 30-second holds on each leg. If your pain is so severe that you cannot lift your ankle over your knee while sitting in a chair, do not worry. I have a highly effective modification you can do lying flat on your bed. This is called the supine knee to opposite shoulder stretch. Lie flat on your back on a firm bed. Keep your good leg perfectly straight on the mattress. Gently bend the knee of your painful leg. Reach down and interlock your fingers right over your shin, just below your kneecap. Now, instead of pulling the knee straight up toward your chest, I want you to pull that knee diagonally across your body, aiming it directly toward your opposite shoulder. If you're pulling your right knee, aim it toward your left shoulder. This diagonal pull perfectly isolates the piriformis muscle deep in the glute. As you pull across, you will feel that same magnificent releasing tension deep in your buttock. Hold this diagonal stretch for 30 full seconds, breathing deeply and then release. Do 3 holds on each leg. This variation is incredibly gentle on the lower back and is perfect for seniors who feel unsteady attempting seated stretches. Now that you know the protocol, I must talk to you about the absolute worst mistakes people make that guarantee their sciatica will never heal. The biggest mistake is the classic forward fold hamstring stretch. People feel pain down the back of their leg, so they assume their hamstring is tight. They lock their knees and violently bend forward at the waist to touch their toes. This is a disaster. Bending forward like that aggressively stretches the already inflamed sciatic nerve and places massive, dangerous pressure on your lower lumbar discs. This movement will actually intensify your burning nerve pain and could potentially cause a disc to bulge further. Stop doing traditional hamstring toe touches immediately if you have active sciatica. The second biggest mistake is excessive uninterrupted sitting. Your glute muscles and your piriformis get crushed under the heavy weight of your body when you sit for hours. The blood flow is restricted, oxygen gets cut off, and the muscles become tight, toxic, and rigid. You must implement the 30-minute rule. For every 30 minutes you spend sitting in a chair or on a couch, you must stand up and walk around the room for just 2 minutes. This simple act of standing up restores critical blood circulation to your pelvis and relieves the crushing pressure on the sciatic nerve. Another crucial hidden factor in healing sciatica is your daily hydration. I say this constantly, but it bears repeating because it is that important. Your spinal discs, the shock absorbers between your vertebrae, are made up of over 80% water. The connective tissue surrounding your muscles is mostly fluid. When you are chronically dehydrated, your spinal discs physically shrink and lose their height, decreasing the space for your nerves to exit the spinal column. Your muscles become sticky and rigid. Drinking plenty of water acts like internal lubrication, plumping up your spinal discs and making the muscle fibers glide effortlessly over the nerves. Make sure you are drinking enough water every single day to keep your urine a pale, light yellow color. I want to address the very real psychological battle of dealing with chronic nerve pain. Sciatica is terrifying. Because the pain is so sharp and electrical, it tricks your brain into thinking that you are doing massive, permanent damage to your body every time you move. This fear of movement is called kinesiophobia. You start guarding your body, walking stiffly, and avoiding the very movements that could actually heal you. This fear creates massive physical tension. The tension makes your muscles tighter, and the tight muscles compress the nerve even harder. It is a vicious, self-fulfilling cycle of agony. You must consciously break this cycle of fear. By performing this nerve flossing and gentle piriformis stretching protocol, you are actively proving to your deeply frightened nervous system that movement is actually safe and restorative. You are retraining your brain to stop sending off alarm bells. Healing nerve pain requires intense patience. A muscle can heal in days. A compressed, angry nerve can take weeks or even months to fully calm down. You must do this routine every single day without fail. Do it once in the morning to wake up the tissues, and do it once again in the evening to relieve the tension built up from the day. If you commit to this protocol, you will eventually notice something miraculous happening. The pain will begin to centralize. This means the burning sensation in your calf or foot will slowly retreat, moving upward into your thigh and eventually localizing just in your buttock before fading away completely. Centralization is the ultimate sign of healing. Do not accept sciatica as a permanent life sentence. You possess the power to change your biomechanics, to free that trapped nerve, and to walk normally again. Start this simple routine today. Be incredibly patient with your body and watch as the unbearable shooting pain finally begins to disappear from your life. If you found this deep, comprehensive guide on sciatica relief incredibly helpful, I have one final, small favor to ask. Please scroll down and drop a comment below right now. Tell me, how far down your leg does your pain travel? Does it stop at the knee, or does it go all the way down to your toes? I read every single comment, and your personal feedback helps me design better, more targeted videos for this community. Also, please take a moment to share this video directly with a friend or spouse who constantly complains about burning leg pain. You might be handing them the exact key to unlock their mobility and restore their active lifestyle. Next week, we are going to cover another massive, deeply frustrating issue for seniors: hand tremors and weak grip. If you struggle to open jars, write clearly, or hold a heavy coffee mug because your hands shake or lack strength, I am going to show you 5 specific hand exercises to stop the tremors and rebuild an iron grip. You absolutely do not want to miss that critical video, so please make sure you are subscribed with the bell notification turned firmly on. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking proactive charge of your physical health. And remember, keep moving, stay fiercely strong, and I will see you in the next video. Your pain-free future begins today.